Can you figure out what movie I'm going to review? That's right, it's 5 Feet Apart, directed by Justin Baldoni. Yeah, I was gonna do Shazam. I love Shazam. It was my favorite movie to come out of this year because I love Zachary Levi. But I couldn't get the clips for it because I did not own it on DVD. And I feel like I can get more insight on this one because I do have cystic fibrosis. So this is also a cystic fibrosis review of the movie. So let's get started. I'm going to give you the basic plot. I won't give you the ending. I'm trying to keep spoilers to a minimum, but there are a few things I have to spoil to give my review. So, warning. I will give the plot, and then I will give a brief description of what cystic fibrosis is for people who don't fully know what it is because there are a lot of misconceptions about it. And then I'll pretty much be talking about the theme of self-prophecy in this and be giving my overall view. So, here we go. Stella, being played by Hallie Lou Richardson, discovers a forbidden love with Will, played by Cole Sprouse, during her hospital stay, both having severe forms of cystic fibrosis. They form a relationship as Stella motivates Will to keep up with his medical needs.
I have control issues, and I need to know that things are in order, and I know that you're not doing your treatments, and it's really, really messing me up.
And Will shows Stella the importance of freedom and experience.
You need to lighten up. It's just life. It'll be over before you know it.
Without the touch of each other, Stella and Cole fall in love, but at risk of infecting each other, leading to fatal consequences.
5 feet apart. Deal?
Cystic fibrosis is a genetic disease, which means you can't catch it. It is a genetic change in parents' DNA that if they both have it, lead to a chance of us having CF. If one person does not have the gene, it is impossible for them to get it. Pretty much what that means is I can't get salt, or anyone with CF can't get salt. There are things to where we need salt in our body. It helps get rid of the mucus because mucus is what clamps on all of the stuff that you get when you're sick and things like that. So mucus stays on our lungs, it stays on our nasal passages, it stays on our pancreas, and it just cements and gets harder. So we have to try to physically get it out of us with medication and treatments and stuff, or it gets stuck there. So that's kind of the scary part about it, is that if it gets stuck, it cements, including whatever it picked up. So a basic illness that someone might get that they get over in a week might get us in the hospital. That's just how it happens. And that's about it. Let's get into how it was accurate. They actually had a cystic fibrosis patient on ward talking them through all this. They got so many things right. They have party nibs, they have VOG masks, I have those too. I've never needed the oxygen tubes, but I do know a lot of CFers who have. They even use correct terminology. We call it, when we go into the hospital, a tune-up, so that's great. It's very accurate to what I've had to go through, so that's really exciting. Cole Sprouse, I don't know who taught him to do the cystic fibrosis cough because, trust me, there is a difference. But the cystic fibrosis cough was incredible. I thought he did a great job with that, and so did Haley. Haley did a great job with that. And I'll tell you what, there's one thing that I'm not sure if it's accurate, but I have noticed a lot of CFers and CFers in movies happen to have a death wish. I don't know what that's about. I mean, I guess it really is just your mindset on the whole thing if you only focus on the death aspect, which they discuss in the movie. So let's get into the movie. It was a teen drama. It was funny. It had funny moments, it had funny characters, it had relatable moments, but there was a whole lot of angst of like talking about death and talking about death of a loved one. There is a truth to 6 feet apart, 5 feet apart.
I've given a lot of thought to foot number 6, and you know what? It made me mad.
There was one speech they gave in the movie where Stella was talking about how to get Will back and how she's gonna take that foot back. And it did talk about accurate things. It is hard for CFers to have a baby. My sister also has cystic fibrosis, a bit more severe than mine, just had my niece a month ago. She's fine, and we can live pretty normal lives for the most part. So that was angsty, but it fits an audience, so if it fits an audience, I get it. Moving on to self-prophecy. It really hit home, not for me, but like for an entire audience, of what we get influenced with in the past, such as loss of a loved one, the sacrifice of people around us. All of these things all equate to what we want for our future. And so we focus really hard and we strive for that future either by doing nothing or doing everything. And then we realize we're kind of missing the whole point of why we started this in the first place. And that's not just a CF thing, that's in everything. So it's something that every audience can hit. And I think this movie did that pretty well. They just had to be edgy about it.
Give your spot to someone else, someone that wants it, that wants to live.
The movie has a great love story. It's kind of Shakespearean, but in a way that I really enjoy because I really enjoy Shakespeare, but also like, it's a great concept. How do you fall in love when you can't even touch a person? How do you experience life together when you can't hug them? How do you console someone when you can't put your hand on their shoulder? What makes it good writing, I guess, and good directing is the whole time you just want them to touch. And then, spoiler alert, when they finally do, you freak out so badly. So, what kind of story is it when you're actually don't want the people who are falling in love to touch each other? I think that's pretty good story writing, that you have to like fight your inner thoughts and just basic society standards of a relationship to experience this one. I think that's really cool. The cinematography was great. There was focus shifts in a way that you got to focus on one character and then it would shift to how the other character is somehow there, or it shifted from what they were thinking about to what they were actually doing by looking at a picture. It was actually a really insightful use of cinematography. You got a storyline through its cinematography. I think that's really cool. It's innovative, it's fun, kind of. It is sad. I'm not gonna lie to you, it is sad. But give it a try. Overall, I give this 4 Pari Nebs out of 5. I'd love to see a movie where they don't kill off a character. I think that'd be really, really exciting to see them not kill off a character that has cystic fibrosis, or cancer for that matter. I don't don't get me wrong, I'm not comparing cystic fibrosis to cancer. However, both of them are terminal illnesses, and I'd love to see a character live, because guess what? People do live. People live really long lives. There's a cystic fibrosis person out there that's like 73 right now. I know that's not forever, but like, hey, it's something. I still got a long time. If you have any questions about CF, just ask me. I don't have YouTube, but if I did, I would tell you to subscribe or something. But I guess I'll just say, Mr. Ferris, give me an A, because I'm dying and I talked about it. So, that is all, and I hope you have a great rest of your day and stay happy.